Hey guys, Lauren Bentley here with Good Vibrations, Complete Health and Wellness. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been a beautiful month of shadow work. We've been going through some movement practices, really understanding what the shadow is, embodiment practices, learning how to come back home into our bodies. If you need a little bit more instruction or description of the shadow, please check out my previous videos from this month. About 3 videos ago, I really got into what the shadow really truly is, to me at least. And today we're going to talk about some breath and really getting into this idea of embodiment through noise. So this will be my first time really creating something like this on film for the whole world to see, so quite funny. I do encourage you though to also not feel embarrassed by it. If I can do this on film, you can definitely do this in your home or car or wherever you're at. So the way that we should be breathing, there's actually a very natural sigh or even a moan that's supposed to kind of come out of us about every 5 breaths. Isn't that really interesting? Because I don't know anybody who sighs every 5 breaths, mainly because this is something that we hide, again, kind of like going along with our shadow, which I find to be really interesting, because our shadow parts are the parts that we want to hide out of fear or anxiety of them not being okay, not being good enough to show. And a part of honoring our shadow is embodiment, and a big part of embodiment is this noise that we make. And so it's really quite interesting to me on how they're all so connected and that we tend to hide all of them. So I even read something about how that yawn is actually so important, and it's such a beautiful tool for us to be yawning, because it helps to create balance in our body somehow. And there's much more to that. I'll have to look it up later, or you can look it up later too. So what we're going to talk about today is creating noise with our breath to match the emotions that we're feeling in our body, so these emotions can continue to be the energy and motion that they're meant to be, and we can allow ourselves to work through them. So going back to that very first video from this month about the embodiment practice, about that shadow self, and taking the example of being impatient while you're stuck in traffic, okay? So we notice how we become aware of our feelings. We notice where it is in our body and what it feels like in our body. We can name it, we breathe into it. We allow it to be there. And then we really offer up these prayers and this guidance of okay, what is this unmet need? Is it more love? Do I need to just really allow it to move through me? How can I best support myself? And one of the ways is through noise. So let's think about being impatient in traffic. We would, if we were pushing this emotion down, we would be more so than reacting onto others, taking it out onto other people. However, when you're claiming it, when you're taking all your power back into your own hands and really coming back home to yourself, you can begin to move the energy around. You can move it through actual movement in the body, or you can breathe through it and even create some noises, okay? So to me, I think about a noise of impatience as yeah. So let's think about impatience in the body, and let's take 3 breaths with our own noise. So take a moment to close your eyes. Think of a time that you would feel incredibly impatient. No judgment at all, just observing it. Notice where it feels. Notice where it is in your body, and notice how it feels in the body. For me, my impatience is really in my forehead and in my chest. Where is yours? Okay? And now we're going to send our breath into the spaces where the impatience lives, and then you're going to create a sound that embodies that emotion, and you're going to let it out. And we're going to do this 3 times. Don't be shy. So notice how this impatient feels in your body now. Maybe you feel a little bit more connected to it, a little bit more like under control with it. All right, so let's do anger. Keeping those eyes closed. Think about a time that you recently became really angry at someone or something. And again, zero judgment, just noticing. Where is it in the body? How does it feel? For me, my anger is in my solar plexus, just below my ribs, and it feels like a tightness. And then find what your sound is for anger, and we'll find it 3 times. Breathing into the space where the anger lives right now, and letting it move through the body with sound. Here we go. Ugh. 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 Breathing into it. How does it feel? Remembering that this is just a practice, so some of you may need much more than 3 breaths. And then let's end on a more lighter vibration. Let's end with joy. Even better yet. Let's end with pleasure. Think of a moment in a recent time that you felt pure pleasure. Whether it be the sun on your face, a moment with your partner, or you enjoyed like a decadent dessert. Where is that feeling of pleasure in your body? And what does it feel like? And for me, this pleasure is in my heart space, and it feels like expansion. Let's find our breath with our noise 3 times. Embodying pleasure. How do you feel? When you're ready, you can join me in opening your eyes. That felt so good. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for participating. Please take a moment to like and comment, share, and subscribe this video. Subscribe to my channel. And for deeper support of healing practices and spiritual teachings, embodiment work, for calling yourself home, coming home, soul nurturing, soul nourishing, click the banner on my main page on this YouTube channel. You'll be taken to Breathe and Receive, my beautiful sacred space. It's a monthly membership. It's $25 a month, and you get movement and breath work and meditations and Reiki and all sorts of amazing stuff to a continuously growing library. And as always, you can reach out to me just one-on-one. You can find me on Instagram, GV Health and Wellness. And I'll be sure to be seeing you guys again real soon. Have a beautiful day. Create an amazing now. Bye. Namaste.